Hey guys, it's your boy Marquez right here, coming to you to your screen. Hi, this is my second video within a week. There's gotta be something sent for that, because I mean, let's face it, I've been pretty MIA. And there are reasons for that I don't want to go into, because it's more of my personal life and I know, like, I share my personal life with you guys, and someday I will verbalize that to the camera and to you guys. Today is not one of those days. I don't foresee one of those days coming for a few years, so stick around. My life has been pretty hectic, from moving to Florida and just figuring out my life. Moving down here was the best possible decision that my family had ever made for me, really. And it wasn't necessarily made for me. It was kind of this needs to happen, here you go. I am actually enjoying Florida. I've gotten a tan that's pretty much not a tan anymore. I mean, it's tanner than I was in Maine, because in Maine, I wouldn't do anything in the summer. I thought that was the true Satan's armpit, and I was wrong. Florida is. Since moving down here, I have lost a lot of things, I've gained a lot of things, and I'd like to share some of those things with you. A few of those, I don't really know where to start, so we're just gonna be all over the place, and I hope you enjoy, I guess. Some things that have been major changes in my life, other than moving to Florida and moving away from my mother's side of the family. For me to come to Florida, I took seemed like forever, but I think it was only 36 hours. A really cool thing about this entire life change is I got to know a side of my family that I didn't really know. I had been pushed away from them just because my other family I felt more comfortable with, and sometimes you need to step out of your comfort zone, and that's basically what I did, but in a giant leap. And so I wouldn't tell you to just leap right into it, but I definitely encourage, if you are always like so oriented on the things that you know, go for the things that you don't, but in smaller increments than the big ass leap that I took, because in the end, it's good for your health. It's good for you, and it was good for me. It is good for me. So I never really got to super know my family. Well, my dad's side, my dad left when I was really little, so I kind of felt like an outsider to the family. When I grew up and realized, like, I could choose who I visited, you know, I rarely chose my dad's mom, or my grandmother, even though she lived right down the street. She lived 5 to 10 minutes, like a walk-wise, away from me, and I didn't go to visit very often. I would visit my mom's mom more. Anyways, let's move on. So on the trip down, I got to meet, or not meet, but really get to know my family origin. Not necessarily origin either. It's like just a little bit about my family, more than I already knew. I got to, and I'm still getting to know my grandmother. This is like a whole new experience for us both. It's really cool to know my family, both sides, because, you know, since I was little, I've always wanted a mom and a dad, or a parental unit that wasn't broken. I now have access to both sides of my family, and it's really cool. And I've actually switched it around that I'm contacting less and less on my mom's side, and contacting more and more on my dad's side. Granted, I don't talk to anybody like over the phone anymore, or text a lot of people, or do anything like that, because for the most part I still feel like an outsider. But I see my grandmother every day because I live with her. I see my aunt every day because I live with her. I see my uncle every day because, again, I live with him. So it's really cool getting to know this side of my family. And on the way down, we stopped. The first stop we made we made many pit stops, but the first stop we made was in Connecticut, and that's where a bunch of my dad's family is in Connecticut. And I got to see like a whole new side of my family that I didn't know. And granted, I was like really reserved and really shy, again, because of the fear of I don't belong. That's kind of a shitty feeling. But I got to learn about my family and some of origin and all of this. So that's a really cool experience. It's been a steep learning curve, but I've learned about my family, and I'm still learning. Also, when I moved down here, I got a job within a week. So since being down here, I continuously learn about my family. I got a job within the first week. I then started my schooling. It had taken me a few weeks to, with the help of my family, like my aunt, my dad, I really got to choose the best option for me. And a lot of people think like, this isn't the best option, you're only 16, da 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 da. Well, it's the best option for me. So I am currently taking a GED class, or a class to get my GED, get my high school diploma. It's really cool to get out there, and get out in the community. Some sucky things that have happened while I'm down here is extreme homesickness. Like, I miss my childhood home. I miss where I grew up, where I was born and raised. But sometimes my aunt said this, and she said, sometimes you just need to step 1,000 miles back and see it in that point of view. Well, I stepped 1,300 miles back, and I'm now seeing where I was and where I need to be, and I'm on a good path, and that's a good thing because I wasn't on a good path. I came into struggles. I've run out of meds, but I'm also learning how to deal with my emotions and how to regulate that by myself without medications. And I'm not dissing medications. I've been on them for 4 or 5 years, and they've helped a lot. I am learning to use things like healing stones, and then I have a lavender satchel or pouch. It has lavender leaves in it, I guess. So that's pretty cool. That also gives me a sense of home. And lavender reminds me of lilacs, and I love lilacs. Lavender essential oil. I have tea, like, gotten the hookup. I recently received a care package from Maine, and I think that was the best part about my week that week. And so I got a bunch of things, and one of the meds that I had run out of is testosterone. So in the care package I had testosterone and a few needles to help with the injections. So I thank my brother for that. And that was truly amazing. That made me tear up so much. And look at this, Waterworks. That really helped. I was feeling very, very dysphoric. I was so worried that I won't get back on track. I won't be able to start again and all of this. And I don't know, I did. And, you know, I got knocked down and I stood back up. And I accepted help with standing back up. I just got a few things that remind me of home, and which is really nice because, again, homesick. Wanted to hop in here and not necessarily give you an update on how I've been, but tell you all the good things that have come out of such bad situations. And even though you don't know those situations to a full extent, you know, there was some pretty bad situation going on, and I was able to get out of it safely. Was hard, and I'm still struggling with it, but you just gotta do what you gotta do in the end. I relied on family and friends and all of that, so I'm very thankful to have people in my life that are willing to help me. Here's to a new year on YouTube. I have been on YouTube for 4 years, and it is truly a blessing. I love it. I love being able to connect with people, even though I am not physically connecting, or I'm not like having messages with people, but I do like connecting with folks, with you, with my viewers. And I know I don't have a lot, but you know, I'm not just doing this for the views. I'm not just doing this for the subscribers. I'm doing my YouTube because I know that it helps me get through tough times, and that maybe it will help somebody else down the line get through their tough times. June 5th, I get a binder in the mail. It is also Friday Shot Day. That's my learning curves. So thank you guys for listening. I am putting myself out there because I want to be there for people. I want to be a resource. And I think that that's exactly who I am becoming, is a resource for people. Peace, love, and happiness. Stay true, stay you, and remember, reuse, reduce, and recycle. You can donate your binders, your gently used binders, or not used binders at all, to Point of Pride, and they will gladly accept your donation and give it to a trans person in need. So that is really cool. Thank you, Aiden Dowling, for making that happen. I will see you guys with another video very soon. Keep an eye on social media. And yeah, so I love you guys, and I hope you have a good night and a good day.